Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Tracy Gyurina. I am the principal at Sunset Lane Elementary School. I had the privilege of attending and popping into a couple of sessions that were being hosted at my site with Arlen, and just hearing all of her work around stories as medicine and her work around holding space was just really eye-opening for me. We do a lot of second step curriculum. It's a district-wide initiative, but at our site, we were feeling that we needed something more than that. And I just felt that like Arlen came at the perfect time to give us a different approach and strategy to take with meeting our students where they're at and building relationships with them and creating a space where they could feel safe to take those academic risks and really building that community of learners. But I know for me, it's really important for me as the principal of a site to make sure that I am modeling these strategies for my teachers. Not all of them are receiving this professional development, but also that I myself am being a lead learner for my teachers as well. So I decided to create something called Principal's Pick. I wanted to make sure that I was being more intentional with my time, pushing into classrooms and building relationships with students. And so based on my inspiration from Arlen and that work, I kind of took my own take on modeling what holding space might look like, as well as making sure to use stories as medicine, and then to also have some fun with the classroom. So every week I randomly pick a classroom that is my principal's pick for the week, and they're announced during our Mindful Moment Monday announcements. And I always share with them what the purpose of this is. And it truly is for me just to get to know the students better, for them to share information with me that I might not otherwise know, and then for us to have some fun. I push in the first time there's a traveling bear just to make it fun. Mr. Honey Bear goes in their class for the week and I explain this to them, and then I push in 3 more times throughout the week. One time is discussion time, which is my take on holding space. Then there's story time, which is my take on stories as medicine, and then time for fun. It's just they get to vote on what that looks like. So for discussion time, we go over expectations. We open our time in holding space together, opening the container, if you will, by doing some heart breathing to set the stage. And then we have discussion time. So under these squares, there's different questions. I will present it so you can see what it looks like. But the first one's easy. They go around the circle, share their name. Then we go into what's your favorite thing about our school. Then we go into what is something you wish I knew about you. And then the last question is, what is something you wish you could change at Sunset Lane? And this is just an awesome opportunity for me to hear what is working and alive and well at my site, because kiddos will share what their favorite things are. But it's also an opportunity for me to hear student voice and see if there are problems or there are hot spots or there's ideas that these students can share with us that will really help us build a better culture for them. Our 6th graders get pretty nervous about transitioning to junior high, and historically the junior high comes to us and goes over electives. And during one of my story time or discussion times, a student suggested, like, well, why don't we just walk to parks and have a tour there while also getting all of this information, and then maybe we'll feel less anxious about it. And so now we're going on a walking field trip to parks. So it really just allows them to help us see what they need and to be a part of that. And then, of course, we close the container of our holding space time. And I know this isn't the exact protocol that Arlen shares, but because it's just me pushing in on a one time, this is just my take on making it work for the purpose of Principal's Pick. What's also nice is that I then take the information students share with me to then determine story time for the next day. So sometimes during discussion time, patterns will come up with conflict with siblings or people struggling to get along while they're playing sports and things like that. And then I find a book that will help address that theme the next day when I push in for story time. And while we're doing story time, we follow the concept as stories as medicine and do the read aloud and ask ourselves to look at it through these lenses. And that's basically what we do for story time. And then we get to vote for time for fun. And I either have extra minutes, recess time with them. They get to pick a special spirit day, or I bring in snacks for them. And that pretty much closes out our Principal's Pick. But again, I just wanted to share this with you because it was inspired by my work with Coatson and all of the amazing opportunities they give to us. And it was just my take to model and be a lead learner for my teachers.